Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And it gives me great pleasure to rise to speak in support of this bill. And I agree with the previous speaker to the extent that the second parts of this bill are excellent pieces of legislation. I disagree with him in respect of the first part of the legislation and his comments relating to the reinstatement of Queen's Counsel. And so I want to spend my time and my contribution, Mr. Speaker, in this debate sharing with the House my experiences from the practical point of view. And I know that dear old Charles has his own views. I better call him Charles Chauvel before someone raises a point of order, but I'm sure he doesn't mind me just calling him Charles. But I know that Charles Chauvel... Sir Charles, yeah. I know that he has his point of view, but then I guess that's partly driven by the fact that he will never reach the dizzy heights of becoming a QC because he, I don't think, has the capability. And so I guess there's a bit of sour grapes in his reflections. And he quoted ad nauseum Jack Hodder. He quoted ad nauseum Jack Hodder. Well, for a start, Jack Hodder actually, to my knowledge, has actually never been out in the zone. He's actually been working for Chapman Tripp for I think about the last 30 years. And I'm sure David Palmer will confirm that. David Parker will confirm that when he stands up. But the simple fact of the matter is that the Law Society and most lawyers support the reintroduction of Queen's Counsel. That is undebatable. That is undebatable, Mr. Speaker. And the reason is if the opposition, you see, I mean, let's just reflect. The reason this was taken away in the same way that they got rid of the knighthoods and all these sorts of things was in a fit of pique, you see. And then we're told that this doesn't represent multicultural society. Well, I'd just like to remind the opposition, Mr. Speaker, that I think that I contribute to that multicultural society and a valid member of that multicultural society. And in fact, And in fact, I fully support the reinstatement of Queen's Counsel. And the reason, Mr. Speaker, is because I've been on the receiving end of employing these people. And let me tell you, absolutely. And in fact, against the Crown, I might say, against the Crown, and we've won every one. And one of the reasons we've won every one is because we employed a damn good QC. Damn good QC, who was, and the reason I knew that he was damn good. The reason I knew he was damn good was because he had the stamp of brand of QC, and that means a lot. That is the brand. This is what people rely on. It is a badge of integrity. It sets a certain standard, and I am afraid that unlike the opposition, the fit of pique that they had in getting rid of these things, Mr. Speaker, including redress to the Privy Council, which I think is a damnation. A damnation. It's got nothing to do with talking to the motherland. The fact of the matter is that our justice system, in my personal view, is worse off because of the inability to go to the Privy Council. And this sort of thing, QCs. In fact, all we're doing is restoring the integrity of experienced senior lawyers. Mr. Speaker, goes through any fraternity of any sort, any occupation of any sort, and people get honoured for reaching certain standards. I'm sure even in the Labour Party, they sort of have juniors and seniors, and people get recognised for graduating through. And one day, if Chris Hipkin perhaps is here for long enough, he might get to the middle benches. But that will be just through sheer time. 17 of them, you see. But the fact of the matter is fraternities step up as they gain experience and competence and levels of excellence. And that's all these things reflect. The QCs, in fact, reflect that. And of course, so simplistically, what we have done, and after consulting, as we do in most things we do, consult with the organisations. We have reinstated this to basically to its former position, and the general populace, the people that rely on these excellent guardians of freedom, will be able to be able to assist those in need. So I have great pleasure in concluding, Mr. Speaker, my contribution by saying that I fully support this outstanding bill.
Honourable David.